Hello, thank you so much for tuning in again. We're still on site at Elementaita. In this episode, I want to cover the issue of residential versus commercial development or land use around water frontages, specifically Lake Elementaita. You're watching On Land in Kenya. I am Solomon Wangwe.
That's good.
So if you're going to invest around the lakefront, obviously you have a plan. For most of us Nairobians, we dream about retiring to a place like this. Lake Elementaita is famous for the most mind-numbingly beautiful sunsets. Who doesn't want to spend their days here, later in life or even on weekends? It's a very popular destination for weekend getaways. Hence, all the facilities behind me, that's a Servile Hotel or Servile Hotel, depending on how you want to pronounce it, as well as a Pelican Resort, which is a bit more of a mainstay around Lake Elementaita. It's been here for a long time. A lot of people come down for weekend getaways, public holidays, long holidays like Christmas and so on. It kind of makes sense. Amazing views of the landscape around here, the Sleeping Warrior or Sleeping Moran, which is part of the Soy-Sambu Conservancy. It's easy to see why these facilities have been developed on the lakefront. The lakefront generally lends itself a lot easier to commercial uses as opposed to residential, and that's because people are interested in enjoying the facilities. Therefore, if you're a landowner, it might make more economic sense or financial sense to develop a resort, a place where people from the general public can come and pay you daily rates to enjoy the scenery and the ambience and spend nights there, right? If you're going to use the place for residential purposes, it's absolutely okay. It's simply a question of getting the proper permissions from the authorities. In this case, it's a little bit unclear because of the ongoing policy formation through the government agencies in conjunction with the United Nations for the UNESCO World Ranking that's happening for the lake. So it's not clear yet what one would be able to develop on the lakefront at the moment. Currently, for example, there's a restriction on all the land 50 meters from the high water mark on the lake. They're calling that a private riparian, meaning it still belongs to you as a private landowner, but you can't touch it, you can't build on it unless you meet very specific set of conditions or none at all. So we're currently waiting for this to be defined so that we know what is the best way to use the property. But in general, whether it's Lake Naivasha, Lake Nakuru, Lake Victoria, it's easy to see why commercial use makes sense. Residential purposes would make sense as well, as a retirement home, maybe as a weekend getaway that you then lease to other people to use through Airbnb and other platforms. But at the end of the day, the most critical factor is that you obey and submit to the policy as the government would prescribe. Don't take any shortcuts. Don't use it in a manner that is not allowed, and make sure you buy it clean and buy it right. I hope that information helps. If you have any questions or comments to make, engage with us through all our social media platforms. We're more than happy to hear from you and get more information that way. You're watching On Land in Kenya. I'm Solomon Wangwe. Stay tuned for more information on strategic land investment.